championship. You're down 0-2 for the second time. Let's see how they come out, Mark.
Gobert wins the tip. It'll be the Jazz up court on the game. First play, O'Neal sets the screen. Batum out top, aggressive against Ingles. Now a switch. Bogdanovic against Batum with 4 on the shot clock. Bogdanovic gets the hook shot to go.
Run. There was a different level of pressure on the ball and a different level of physicality.
Kawhi Leonard turns it over. They got a 3-on-1. Mitchell didn't finish the alley-oop, kicked it back out to Ingles, who broke out of his shooting slump in the previous game and continues to trend. Scrutinized in this series and in the previous one against Dallas. He responded in Game 3 big time against the Mavericks with 29 points. Ingles knocks down another 3, and Ty Lue calls a quick timeout. They're down 8-0, not the start he was looking for.
Boy, the Clippers have generated more wide-open threes than Utah. It's just that Utah is shooting a much better percentage.
Here's Reggie Jackson into the ball game quickly for Los Angeles. Jackson had his best game of the playoffs in the previous game. He led the way in scoring, and he rains one in from deep as well right here to start this game. Ingles, another 3-ball on the way. This one's short. Gobert with the rebound and lays it home.
They went from last year 28th in offensive rebounding into the top third of the league. He's already gotten to the offensive window twice now.
Gobert in drop coverage there. They switch back. Jackson being guarded by Mitchell. And now O'Neal on Jackson. Shot clock down to 6. Cross court to Morris. One more to George, and he slams it home.
So what do you notice? For picks per game, Rudy Gobert?
How about that? Jackson, 6 on the shot clock. They go deep into the shot clock again, and a positive result by Reggie Jackson. Royce O'Neal on defense. George steps back and drills it. Got into his ball game for the Clippers. The side pick and roll for Leonard. Crosses over and kicks it out to Batum. Batum fouled on the play by Royce O'Neal. It'll be before the shot, side out of bounds, Los Angeles.
Fouls seem to be
any one player. Mitchell out top. Of course, Donovan Mitchell might have something to say about that pretty soon. He goes cross court to Clarkson. Catch and shoot 3 is pure.
So again, Clippers send the double at Donovan.
With us back in Orlando in the bubble, Dorison said that one of his points of emphasis for improvement was becoming a better playmaker. Batum on the drive in a sweet, classy finish. Jackson already has a couple of 3-pointers. Works against Mitchell. Morris Sr. into the paint. Foul line jumper, got it.
So they have lots of weapons. Quinn's going to have to use a timeout. Nice shot by Mark defensively.
See what Quinn Snyder runs coming out of this timeout. Clarkson on the wing, little 2-man game with Favors. Clarkson launching and connecting from deep. Career high 18.4 points per game. Morris Sr. working against Niang, who just checked in. Facing up and knocks down the mid-range jump shot. With assist. Ingles running the show at the point. Rudy had it stripped away. Look what I found, says Joe Ingles.
Tried to make the...
This ball came right back to his arms. And Paul George knocks down the jumper.
Dubotson saying thank you if you're Paul George.
5-point lead. Ingles not shy and knocks down another 3. That brings to mind what Quinn Snyder told us. He shot for 7, then 2 for 2. Strange on the surface, but the thought process behind that being he wants him to continue to shoot, as Kawhi will continue to do. George hounding Ingles. Gets into the paint. Nice cut by Niang. One more to Gobert, who slams it home.
So I love the extra passing, right? Because the Clippers are applying...
To run it all the way down. Guarded by Oni. They clear out the side for Paul George, but Gobert loads up on that side of the floor. Beverly with a nice ball fake. Gets it to go off glass. Gobert launching at the end of the first quarter. No good, and Paul George leading the way for the Clippers with 7 points.
The floor and attack. You know, there's not a lot you can do if they're taking away passes, and we're capable of getting to the rim. Thought we've had some good looks that we knocked down, a few we missed, but we're hanging in there.
Doris Burke asked you this when we spoke earlier. If your shots aren't falling the way they were in game 2, where does the emphasis have to be?
Well, we have to get stops. You know, we had one.
Here's the call.
After review, the foul has been upgraded to a flagrant foul, penalty 1.
Off the drag screen, Paul George got hit in the neck. And Jordan Clarkson, after being called for that flagrant.
Maybe just the right spot, actually.
2-point lead for the Clippers. Luke Kennard back out to Batum. Nice sidestep three on the way. Got it. On to Ingles. Clarkson with a nice ball fake. Kicks it back out to Ingles for three. And Joe Ingles is locked in and has that three-point stroke.
Secondary ball handling and shot making and decision making are all critical for the Jazz.
Terrence Mann working against Niang. Back out to George, 9 on the shot clock. Gets into the paint all the way to the cup for the layup. It was one of the toughest cuts that he ever had to make. And then was subsequently claimed by the Jazz and made himself a home in Utah. Paul George looking at a late double team. Paul George switches and rotates onto Clarkson. Good defense again. Clarkson with the tip. Goes high. 3 for a quarter. Jordan Clarkson. Lead is 5. George whips it to Jackson cross court. And Jackson also is on fire in this game early. Paul Mitchell looking for his first field goal. Got it.
Wow.
Was expecting the hit, but didn't get it.
He said it went in.
And Donovan Mitchell on the board, 1 of 4. Jackson stuck on automatic. Reggie, join us again, and let's take another shot at this thing, and it's working out here in the postseason for Reggie Jackson. Mitchell launching from deep, connects his first three-pointer of the night. Jackson, little side pick and roll with Kawhi Leonard. Clarkson switches on to Leonard. They go to the mismatch. Good help by Favors. They double team Kawhi. Man at the rim. This time he gets it to fall.
Yeah, if you're
good defense by Man at this end. All over Clarkson. Mitchell, another three on the way. Got it. Butter. Whoa. Mitchell has scored the last 8 in a row. Kawhi does it at the defensive end as well. One of the best, maybe the best. He's been playing back-to-back games in the regular season before we got to the postseason.
wow, how about that move? I'll tell you what, the tighter hand guarding him.
Paul George has Favors switch on to him, and George makes the pay.
Well, he's cooking tonight.
Emerging as a playmaker, even then, even though that was a high-scoring game. He did so many different things. George inside against Gobert. Jackson has been perfect from downtown until now. That's his first miss from deep. Leonard. Bogdanovich has played good defense against him in the series so far. But he knocks down the 15-footer.
And that's the shot that
George for three. Got it! Paul George having himself a night so far. With
lots of conversation about Giannis Antetokounmpo and the kinds of shots he was taking. He said, if my basketball instincts tell me to take lots of threes, I'm going to do it.
Oh, that jumper is splashy. Wet.
But boy, when they play with intention and focus on the defensive end, how good are they, Mark?
They have looked splendid, as has Donovan Mitchell's three-point shooting. Talk about Donovan Mitchell, another three on the way. Got it! Butter! Leonard at the other end. Batum brings Gobert way out to three-point territory. And he says, take that. 13-point game, Jackson in a rush. It'll count. Got it. Boy, that looked a little bit too easy. The team that's ranked in the top 5 defensively, the Jazz. Paul George with 20 first-half points and finding his range and touch.
He was a little less aggressive than he is typically because of the 2 fouls he had.
Paul George, who had 20 in that first half, over and around Gobert, who took a shot. Gobert making them change shots. Gobert complaining that he got elbowed on the push-off. You know what? I'm betting Kawhi Leonard does.
Number 3, he goes right where he should. Get to the post and make him guard you down there.
Mitchell draws the foul on the drive. He'll get a couple. That tells you something about his determination. Leonard going to work against O'Neal. Drives it at him with 3 fouls. Jackson over to Batum. Nice show and go by Batum. But he turns it over O'Neal. Good defense. They got a 2-on-1. Bogdanovic runs to the 3-point line. Comes up short, but Gobert has his back.
Hope to do right there.
Leonard on the drive and kick to Batum. He touches the paint and good things usually result.
Dallas, where the rotations were a big topic of conversation, but he's starting to do some things.
Mitchell percolating, getting into the paint. He's got 9. Lead back up to 15. Mitchell. Boy, 3 bodies converged on him and got the block. Leonard from George slams it home. Count it. Oh, they're going to say the foul happened way out top. Leonard gets it on the move. Morris Sr. Nice pull-up over Bogdanovic for the bucket.
They're shooting.
15-point lead. Leonard all the way to the cup.
16 points, 7 boards, and 3 assists, and playing exceptional defense. And there's the 1-2-2 zone, and Royce makes him pay.
Got to make shots. That's what Quinn Snyder was telling us in our pregame meeting with him. Kawhi Leonard, man, like he's walking the dog. To 16, Mitchell with the hesitation, and he gets to the basket. This scoring has really picked up. Now a perfect, 8 of 16 from the field overall, and firing away again. He's found it, Doris. That's 23 points. Stare down 3 over Batum. Donovan going conversation with Dwayne Wade. Lisa talked about it a moment ago at halftime. Wade was present at game 1, giving out sage advice to Mitchell. Inside, Clarkson with a quick float game, tipped up and in by Favors, and here come the
Clippers on both ends.
Paul George back out to Batum. Jackson launching the 3. Reggie Jackson has made so many timely buckets.
Showing a little zone.
Bogdanovic cross court to Clarkson, goes quickly with it. O'Neal catch and shoot 3, yes.
He's a much more confident 3-point shooter. There is a guy who's dug it.
Mitchell out front. Now the late double team with 10 on the shot clock. Clarkson driving it baseline. Good help by Batum. 1 more to Mitchell. It found the right guy, but a little bit strong. Another possession. Bogdanovic steps in his 3 and drills it.
This is all the little things Royce O'Neal does. His rebounding has been
across the midcourt line. Splits the double team. That's going to be a flat points on 10 of 21. Beverly trying to hound Mitchell. Gets around the screen. Mitchell blocked by Zubac inside. Out of bounds. You saw Beverly and Zubac kind of work in tandem there, Doris.
I love the intensity Zubac plays with. He's still young, Mark. He has shown over the course of his career improvement in intensity. And P-Bev, he can appreciate that level of defense.
Playing in Salt Lake City. Optimist, here's Leonard. Took it into the paint, kicked it out at the last moment to Kennard with the 3. Clarkson. O'Neal. Quick catch and shoot. Ingles got it. So they missed a 2 at one end, and they double team him. Got a little space to O'Neal. Who did a lot of work during his shoulder injury. Wow. Fix that shot. What a shot that was.
What did Ty Lue just say to Lisa? He's going to make some.
George stops behind the three-point line and knocks down another one. George Dallas, I'll say it again. Paul George responding with a big-time game. Rudy Gobert off the lob from Niang. From an athletic family. Mitchell on the drive, off glass. Come on, Donovan. Mitchell wins another battle. Inside, Kennard with the steal. They got a 3-on-2. Man, side pocket three. Kennard got it.
Turnovers.
Mitchell kicks it over to O'Neal for three, and O'Neal knocks down the jump shot. It's a 10 came in together. Good friends off the court as well. George with a crossover inside, off glass.
In order to get that over the outstretched arms of Gobert. Beautifully done.
Spin by Mitchell, elevates inside, left it short. Quickly up to Leonard. Euro step, got it. And the lead is back up to 14 with 8:06 to go. And Staples Center making a little bit of noise.
Has played, has downsized this entire game. So man back in the rotation. Batum gets the start. A big story on .com today by Kevin Pelton about Ty Lue's rotations. Wonder if this is sort of the look the Jazz will face from here on out.
At some point you determine what's working and maybe you stick with a good steal by Clarkson. Leads only 11. Mitchell elevating inside, tipped up and in, but they're going to wave it off.
Yeah,
Still in the cylinder.
Derek Favors, I think, what do you do here? Is he pleading with Quinn to let him go back in?
Having a deep conversation there on the sidelines while Leonard tries to make up Quinn Snyder's mind for the Jazz. Leonard. Cross court for Batum, a catch and shoot three. Butter. Or should I say ball?
The Clippers, 18 made threes on 33 shots. I said in the first quarter, though they were down 0-2, they had actually created more wide open threes than Utah. Ty Lue told us on our phone call he was quite comfortable.
It out, and Royce O'Neal helping out. Quick crossover. Oh, big body, big bends. Kawhi Leonard. Nobody has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. Leonard with the pull-up. Got it. Yogi Ferrell cross court. Approach 2 minutes to go here as the Clippers look like they're going to get their first win of this series. Nice move on Oni. Great pass to Man. What a find. Into his team and making them, in his words, own their space for the last couple of games. Trent Forrest with a nice drive-by. Appeared Man, and Ty Lue said, you know, I led the NBA in flagrant fouls back in the day. Maybe I need to splice a couple of clips into our vid.
He too, like his stars, is sort of low-key.
Right.
Doesn't ever get too worked up.
Not worried. Turu with a nice bucket at the other end a moment ago for the Clippers. Forrest off glass. 17 seconds to go. This one will go in the win column for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's cooked, glazed, and sliced. They come back again. Carroll runs out the clock, and that's it. Donovan Mitchell leaving with ice wrapped on that tender right foot ankle area. Kawhi Leonard with a strong second half to finish up with 34 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. Paul George helping him out in a big way, responding again in a pivotal game 3. Last time he had 29, this time 31. There's a look at the numbers on Kawhi.